That is awesome. Wow. You know what? When it said, this is your time, this is your place, this is your opportunity, in my heart, I strongly, strongly agree. This is a night that can definitely change lives. So thank you so much for giving me a moment. Priya, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tracy. And thank you, everyone, for being on this call tonight. It is awesome to see all of you on a beautiful day. I know it's nice and hot out there, and but we'd all rather be here waiting for this great opportunity. Now, tonight's call is going to be the 1 in a million call in Canada, our very first call with none other than Kalpesh Patel. Now, who is Kalpesh Patel? Kalpesh Patel is not only a very dear friend of mine that I have privileged to have in my life, he is also a global leader and a very well respected man, someone I look up upon, and the man who has helped transform my life from 14 years ago. So Kalpesh Patel will be on with us. I think he is on. We're just waiting for him to come on. And hi, Cal. Hi,
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Beardless Dizzy.
Love it.
Excellent.
Dun, dun, dun.
Twins.
You got double trouble tonight. Double trouble tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
It's a very
Okay,
rare
before I
moment.
hand over the floor to Kalpesh and Dizzy, thank you everyone, the whole Canadian team, for all your support. What we've done in Canada, we've launched 14 weeks ago, and we are tremendous growth we are achieving in Canada. So before I hand over the floor, I just want to make a few announcements to the leaders on this call. We do have Helen, who hit expert. We have Tammy, who has hit expert as well. Last week, we got Deb, who hit expert. And the one and only Mr. Tracy, who was a professional. Yesterday, he has hit VIP 1 star. Woo! So Tracy, we are waiting for you to join our league, V2. V3 is coming as well. So Tracy,
Amazing.
congratulations. You've always been a mentor to us, and it's been a pleasure working with you on our team.
Wow.
So without further ado, I will now bring Kalpesh and Dizzy to take over the floor.
Yes, and I know we introduced Kalpesh here, but I have to say there's this rush of excitement tonight here because we have Dizzy Taylor with us too. Now, today they both look like twins, I have to say. Dizzy Taylor, who is he? He just recently, less than 24 hours ago, he helped transform a lot of lives, a lot of underprivileged children and families by doing something that I'm not sure I would be ready to do, by shaving off a 10-year-old beard, which was his identity. He has really done a lot, not only to transform their lives, but he transformed our lives. He helped with setting up and launching the Canadian team. So these two men, you know, I could stand up and bow down, and I'm super excited to have both of you. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Let me introduce this guy, because if it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible. He has been somebody from the day I met him who he stands for making life better for everybody around him. And he did that when you first met him, and he's still doing it now. So I'm going to let him present this opportunity because it was his announcement. I just happened to be the bonus prize because things happened, and you know, here we are today. So listen, it was a pleasure for me to be part of this moment too, because Kalpesh hasn't done a Canadian presentation yet. So to be on the first one with him, it's double trouble.
Perfect handover, man.
There you go.
Thank you
So there you go. We're going from orange to red. There you go.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. We thought we'd have a little bit of fun there, as Dizzy's been such a big part of the Canadian launch, as you guys have already mentioned, and played a big part in everybody's lives that is part of the team. If you're new here today for the first excited for you for the simple reason that right now you're not present to perhaps the enormity of this next 30 minutes. The friend that invited you here today has made a massive, massive difference already. And the fact that you've turned up is even a bigger step in the right direction, because as I often say, many have an opportunity, but most miss it. And so, you've shown up, and showing up is most of the work done in the route to success. So without wasting any time, I want to first share some information with you about this incredible opportunity that we're all excited about. You've heard from Happy and Priya, who have done an incredible job in growing and rising in leadership and being committed to the team and helping so many people already achieve great things. And of course, we've got Tracy, who is a beautiful soul friend from across the water, who we've never met. Of course, we've just met each other in this journey here, but is ever present in all of the Zooms that I show up. He seems to be there wherever I'm there, he's there. And I'm like, wow, there's some consistent actions going on with these leaders. They've got a really solid movement going on. So, and each and every one of you that's achieved ranks and are now starting to see that popcorn popping, rank advancing, team synergy happening, that is the movement that we're looking for. That is the beginning of that VIP 5-star train. It has left the platform, and now you're going to start seeing people doing that. It's going to be one after the next, all the ranks achieved. And you might have seen a short video, if you're a member already, that we set out yesterday. We had a whole get together with expert, pro, and then 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. We had a big garden party yesterday and celebrated Dizzy's shaving of his monstrous 10-year growth beard, like all out here now. It's just like, cannot wait to see his wife's reaction. Can you imagine? There you go. That's going to be amazing. So look, let's get straight into the presentation. I'm going to look forward to speaking to some of you afterwards. So just to get all of us on the same page, let's quickly scan this income disclaimer. It simply says that all projects carry risk. We know that. I hope we know that. We're all adults. We should know that. Of course, all projects, everything in life carries risk. Our job as entrepreneurs, as visionaries, as people that want to reach higher heights, along the way, we must be mindful of the way that we make our decisions. And so for me, what's really important is to, when evaluating something, minimize the risk, the downside, and maximize the opportunity, the upside. And so this presentation is designed in such a way to do that. Whenever I'm thinking about what do we want to get across to a new person, for me, the most important part has got to be, that this is credible, it's sustainable, it's exciting, it's sexy, it's worth doing. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investment advisor. I am a passionate entrepreneur and change maker. And so as I share this information, I do so from a place of hoping that you see what we see and you catch the vision too. So to get the most from the next 30 minutes, there's a few little tips I want to kind of give you. Just, if you can take advantage of this for you, it'll be a blessing anyway. Number one is see if you can just really get focused and pay attention. All right. Not an easy thing to do in a world where everything's pulling on our attention, but for the next 30 minutes, get laser focused and just be present to what this can do for you. And of course, have fun, right? Just be open to learning new information, new ideas, and be open to making more money. Now, if making more money has already switched you off, maybe you don't belong here. It's not everybody's thing to want to add a 0 or 2, or maybe even a few to their bank balance. But if you're one of those people that would like to know how you can get more efficient and more effective around making money, then you are certainly in the right place. Talking about making money, let's just do a quick temperature check. How serious are you about making money? Because, a lot of people talk a good talk about it, but when you look at your history, it will reveal everything. For example, did you make money in the mobile phone boom? Maybe you made money in the telecom deregulation phase. Did you take advantage of the huge millions that were created in the late 90s and the early part of this century in the dot-com boom? Maybe you missed that. Did you catch the app boom? And if you missed that one, you must have caught the crypto boom over the last decade. Now, if you ended up saying no to pretty much most of that, then it's time for analysis, isn't it? It's time to ask the question, what were you doing? Like, why not? And this is an interesting question, and it's not one to give yourself a hard time. It's just one to understand, because the reality is most people do not take advantage of any of the opportunities around them in their entire lifetime. The reality is 95% of people retire broke. I learned this stat 25 years ago in 1996, and I was blown away then as a young budding entrepreneur. And I went to check this statistic last November, and I did some research and found out it's pretty much still there. Nothing changed. And I'm like, wow, isn't that interesting? So then I want to just say, if that's the net result society produces, what is your plan to create a different outcome? Because the truth of the matter is, I've never met anybody in my entire life that goes through life saying, I can't wait to retire broke. I cannot wait to get to 65, 70 years old and be on less money than I was making when I was working. I've never met that human being to date. And yet, there are the stats. And so if you want to change the outcome, if you want to be one of the 5%, you have got to be ready to do something different. So what if you were given one more chance? What if there's another opportunity that landed on your table? Would you actually recognize it? Would you actually take the opportunity? There's an industry out there. You may have heard of it already. This may be news to you. The blockchain industry is having explosive growth. Money has been decentralized, and this boom is creating more millionaires faster than ever before. And so if you haven't already jumped onto the gravy train, if you haven't already taken advantage of this conversation, and I hadn't until somebody showed me this opportunity 15 months, 16 months ago now, had I not taken action 16 months ago, then I would not have had the chance to transform my life as I have today. And we are talking about creating the kind of numbers that most people only ever dream of. So I want to introduce you to Hypertech Group. They are the world's strongest blockchain alliance. Bringing trust and transparency into the world is what that technology does. The genius behind this project is Ryan Zhu. He is an absolute humble, beautiful soul that is committed to making a massive difference in the world. And he also appears on Amazon Prime as a phenomenal story, sharing his story on episodes 6 of Next Blockchain. If you've not got Amazon Prime, fear not, your friend that invited you here today will make sure that you get a recording of this amazing video, and just take the time to watch it to get to know who Ryan Zhu is, what he is about, where he's coming from in his head and where he's coming from in his heart. And I'm sure, once you watch this, then you, like thousands of us around the world, will understand that today is more than just about making money. It's about making a massive difference. So, as seen on TV, Ryan Zhu, he's one of the biggest cryptocurrency creators in the world. He's been mining it since 2009, and he's now known as the king of the industry because of his contribution over the last 12 years by all of the industry legends. All of the top of the top of the top of this entire blockchain space revere Ryan Zhu as the man at the top of the table. He's launched many cryptocurrencies of his own, such as Hypercash, HyperDAO, and Molecular of the Future. He has funded some of the biggest brands in the world, such as Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Tether, Monero, XRP, etc. He has listed companies and helped list companies on stock exchanges all over the world. He's the first person on the planet, in fact, to get a company listed on a stock exchange in the blockchain space. Regulators refused it, governments refused it, and for 2 years, he relentlessly knocked on all of the doors, committed to getting it done, and eventually it was done, and it opened the doors for listing many blockchain companies since. He also owns many exchanges and what we call crypto banks in the world. He's the owner of BW.com. He also owns the Who Exchange, which is a top 20 cryptocurrency exchange, transacting over $500 million a day every single day. He's also a co-founder of Bitcoin, and even still today has a 3% shareholder. And that company does over $30 billion a day, every single day in trades. So over 40 exchanges funded already. His business partner is Sam Lee, a very famous speaker on the blockchain circuit. In fact, he started in Australia blockchain meetups in 2011 and became very well known back in the day for the man that started that conversation. He then met Ryan Zhu in 2013. Together, they started in 2014 a company called Blockchain Global. Together, they've opened up 16 education centers around the world that teach the public for free about blockchain. That's how committed they are. They want to open up 300 of these in all of the cities around the world. Sam also has been invited to speak at the World Economic Forum in the United Nations. He's also been a guest and commentator on many of the big media channels all around the world, and clients of Blockchain Global include Fortune 500 companies such as Amazon, Microsoft, and others. He's known in Australia as the Crown Prince of Blockchain. My friends, when you look at the credibility of these two individuals, I would assert you would absolutely want to be in on whatever they're doing next. And boy, are they doing something exciting next. So let's talk a little bit about their history so far. 7 years ago, Blockchain Global was born. They invested $300 million in many of their own projects, and today a multi-billion-dollar group that advises governments and works with Fortune 500 companies on blockchain technologies, bringing trust and transparency into the world. They've got offices in 22 locations globally, and for me, that one company alone is enough to say yes. If they said, Kalpesh, do you want to do business with us? I would say, with a track record like that, I am absolutely open to listening to see what you're up to. But it doesn't just end there. We've actually got another huge success story they created called Collinstar Capital. Ryan Zhu launched this 6 years ago with $400 million of his own money, funded over 300 companies as an angel investor. And so when you think of blockchain in the context of the world we know, think Shark Tank, think Dragon's Den, think Collinstar Capital. This company funds startup blockchain projects, has funded more than 40 of the biggest crypto banks in the world and 12 of the top 20 cryptos in the world, and is now known as the world's biggest VC company in the blockchain space. Then we've got Hypercash, founded in 2016, 50 million invested, working with IBM and top universities around the world. It is coined the most advanced blockchain project in the world by Australia's National Science Agency, and they have been working on quantum resistant security. What is quantum resistant security? It is all built around quantum computers, which have been created. In fact, I heard that the first one was launched by IBM in Germany just a few days ago. And so, wow, how exciting. We're about to enter a whole new era of technological advancements with quantum computers, which are thousands of times more powerful than the supercomputers we run the world with today. And then we've got BW.com. Ryan Zhu purchased that company in 2017 for $100 million. And today they have created in excess of $20 billion worth of cryptocurrencies. It's a mining company, one of the big 4 mining companies of the world that account between them for 60% of all Bitcoins mined. Now, Bitcoin is something you may well have heard of. Bitcoin is the world's biggest cryptocurrency, and to date has attracted millions and millions of people from around the world to take part in that 12-year journey and created many millionaires and many billionaires. A huge, huge story. So again, would you partner with a company that gets it right this often? I know what my answer was. Your friend who invited you, they've made their decision, and I hope you're now kind of seeing why you can easily make yours. They also own HyperBC. This is the world's biggest cryptocurrency bank with over 1 million customers already onboarded and available in 176 countries around the world. And then last year, their latest app that was launched is HyperPay, where if you move your cryptocurrency into this wallet, you will receive, in fact, those numbers are out of date. I was just looking a couple of days ago in the HyperPay app. Bitcoin will pay you more than 20% a year, Ethereum around 16% a year, and Tether, I think, was over 10% a year. Tether is a stable currency, so you can move your dollar for dollar, you can move your money from your bank account into HyperPay wallet and pick up over 10% a year without any exposure to the volatility of cryptocurrencies. So just huge. Also, Visa has approved our card to $50,000 per day on spending. That's unheard of in the crypto and blockchain space. Every card that I've seen, every card that I've heard of has a limit of maybe $1,000 or $2,000 a day. This one, $50,000 a day. Why are we excited? Not because we're going to spend $50,000 a day, but because if we want to access our money, we can. And that's key, having money that you can access. And these guys have cracked the code nobody else has. And for me, that tells me that these guys are as real as it gets. Visa would have done their due diligence. Fortune 500 companies would have done their due diligence. Governments would have done their due diligence. And so if these guys are good enough for all of those guys, goodness, they are good enough for little old me for sure. So look at this, just a small snippet into the kind of huge success stories they've created in just 6 years. If you're familiar with the space, you may well recognize many of these brands. We've got Omisigo, VeChain, Eternity, these brands that in the industry have left a huge, huge impact. And here we are today. So it doesn't get better than this in life. So what's the opportunity? Very simple. Now they are bringing all of this together in one ecosystem. And as they put it all together, it's like connecting all the dots. We've already got HyperPay done. HyperBC is done. So is Molecular of the Future. HyperDAO, HyperCash, HyperMall was launched a couple of months ago, where you can go in just like Amazon, huge online store, buy whatever you want, but you buy it with crypto. This is all blockchain based. So trust and transparency is the foundation of each and every one of these companies. They just launched hyper mining. Phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 was sold out within like 24 hours. And so they're launching very, very quickly this whole rollout. As this comes out, they need customers. They've got money, they've got reputation, connections, they've got technology. What they don't have enough of is users, customers of this amazing opportunity of technology in this new world. So to do that, they have launched Hyperfund Global. This is the opportunity that your friend is so excited about, why they've invited you here today. Hyperfund Global is building a global community of entrepreneurs that are ready to learn, earn, and contribute, make a difference. Our job is simple. We join the community, we take advantage of the benefits of being part of the community, and then we bring customers to the bank, to the card, to the mall, to the mining operations, etc., etc. We offer our products to the world. We start learning about this company and sharing about this company to the world. So the goal is to list the world's biggest blockchain IPO on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and they can do that with 30 million customers or more. Once they do this, and we will all be included in that IPO, by the way, have you ever dreamt of being, like, what if you were part of Apple's success story? We've read the stories of the shareholders that got in on day one, or Microsoft, or Amazon, or Facebook, or LinkedIn, or WhatsApp, or Instagram, or any number of stories over the years where businesses were launched, the owners needed funding in the early days, or the owners had an opportunity of some kind, people took advantage and bang, transformed their lives forever. This is that moment. And we get to do something great for the world. Imagine the story or the legacy we leave behind for the next generation. Trust and transparency, my friends. That is the new economy. So when you join this community, you join this movement, you can get on board for just 300 USDT. USDT is a cryptocurrency, the third biggest in the world. It's a stable currency pegged to the dollar. So 300 USDT, you can buy that for $300. And what they will do is they'll give you access to education on blockchain and crypto for beginners, intermediates, and advanced. They'll give you access to great new projects. We've had 8 now in the last 16 months I've been with the company. So literally every couple of months, they've given us a new opportunity. And each and every time, that I've decided to act on that information, I've multiplied my own separate personal money several fold. So opportunities within the opportunity. And then the passive opportunity number 3. That means that when you buy a 300 Tether membership, you will get your 300 back within 200 days or less. They will give you a reward every day of 0.5 to 1% as a gift, just for being a member, as a thank you, because they don't just take your 300 tethers and sit on them. They take your 300 tether and put that cryptocurrency to work for you in the blockchain space. And of course, that produces results for them. And they don't mind sharing those results with us with a nice solid 0.5 to 1% a day. With that, we can really do some amazing calculations, as I will shortly. There are no monthly fees, no forced upgrades, no other hidden costs. And so that for me is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Now, it doesn't stop there. They don't just give you your money back. Of course not. They give you 3 times your membership back. Wow. 300 units in produces 1.5 units a day every day, if we take the minimum of 0.5% a day, until you've had 900 units back. That would take 600 days. All right. 600 days at 0.5% triples your membership value. Now, every time you've got 50 units in your collected in your rewards, you can withdraw that money every 50. So the minimum withdrawal is 50, and spend it. You can withdraw it to your card and spend it, or you can withdraw it back to your traditional bank. It's up to you what you want to do. And if you don't want to spend it and you don't need it, you can rebuy with every 50 as well. More about the rebuy strategy later, but it simply means it's like topping up your account. You've got 50 of profit, you put it back in the system, and bang, it pays out 150, 3x of whatever goes in, 3 times comes out. This 3x is a promotion that will end soon. They haven't given us any dates, but it is imminent. And you can come in at any level above 300 that you like. There is no limit. Multiples of 300, 500, 1,000. And away you go. We've got people that come in at 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, and much, much more. So you have to look at your scenario, your appetite for getting into the blockchain space and making your fortune, and joining the millions of people in the world who are excited about the future of blockchain and cryptocurrency. So one of the big questions that should be on your mind, I hope it was, is how on earth do they produce 0.5% a day for me? Very simple. One of the ways they do it, and there are many, they are, they're spread right into the industry vertically and horizontally. One of the ways is through mining. They own BW.com, as mentioned. You can see here they turned 100 million to 20 billion plus within just 3.5 years. Anyone that can do that in 3.5 years, in 20 months, can definitely produce a 3x result, right? And so these 4 companies here, they account for around 60% of all Bitcoins that are produced or mined in the world. 60% of all of the new Bitcoins come through one of these 4 production factories, if you like, mining factories. Wow. So Ryan is the real deal, fully documented. You can learn about all of our companies and everything we do. We have a total transparent due diligence document available. So leverage their expertise. They know what they are doing. They know how to make money from exchanges. They know how to make money from cryptocurrencies. They know how to invest in the best projects. They've got it worked out. Why would you want to chance it any other way? Let them leverage their expertise, insight, knowledge, and know-how, and offer you a fantastic deal back. They are also known whales in the crypto industry. If you know what that means, well, then you're on the right side of the fence. If that's new to you, it simply means people that can influence the price of cryptocurrency, the up and down movements that happen every single day. These guys can influence those movements and take advantage of those movements. They are on the right side of the casino table. And so, you know, as well as I do, the house always wins. When it comes to blockchain, these guys are the house. And so it's a perfect partnership. They need people. Most people would love to have more money. And so, wow, that is perfection. Now, let me come back to that rebuy strategy I mentioned. Imagine you're making 0.5% a day every day on a 10,000 tether package. That would be 50 units a day, which means that you can now rebuy every single day. There's power in daily rebuys, all right? Now, if you come in at less, naturally, the rebuys are not every day. In this example, every day you turn 50 into 150 in the system. And after 1 month of just rebuying for the first 30 days, and then you start withdrawing every day for 20 months, in a total period of 1 month plus the 20, you will have withdrawn almost 35,000 units, and convert that to $35,000 in your bank eventually once you've gone through the steps. And look at that, 10,000 into almost 35,000 within 21 months. So let's recap. You can go for option number 1, which is to not rebuy at all and turn 10 into 30 over a 20-month space. And that literally means that you're picking up 50 a day or 1,500 a month every single month. If you don't need that profit, rebuy. Just rebuy for a month. If you just did it for the first month, instead of 30 out, you get 35,000 out. Instead of 1,500 a month cash flow, you've now created 1,745 a month cash flow. If you wait a little longer, say 5 months, for example, 3,200 a month. If you wait a year, my goodness, you now sit on a 9,261 per month withdrawal for 20 months. How about that for a life-changing experience? We've got people already taking advantage and experiencing this success. So listen, just a little tip as well, because these guys have built genius into their system. The masses spend what they make. We know that already. In fact, the masses spend more than they make. That's why they have debts, credit cards, loans, and car payments, and all sorts. The wealthy spend what their money makes. You just got to learn that. Once you flip that conversation in your head, bang, all of life's challenges in the money world start to solve themselves. Learn to have money working for you. Now, it's important not to gamble it away. This isn't about taking stupid chances and losing your money. This is about making intelligent business decisions and growing your money. So is your money working for you, or is it fast asleep in a bank, snoring away? If you want to take advantage of the timing of what's going on now and not miss another huge opportunity, this is it. Now, we are not like any of the Biddy Bob deals that get offered all over the net every day, right? Do not confuse this with the horror show online. We have a full due diligence checklist that your friend will send you upon request. Everybody has access to it. Learn about Ryan, learn about Sam, and learn about their successes. Then you will know why this is the most lucrative and sexiest opportunity for the ordinary person on the planet. So if you've enjoyed that and you're a yes, congratulations, welcome to the family. Get yourself onboarded through your friend. Meet Ryan Ju by watching that documentary, and then plug into our community. We hold these Zooms regularly throughout the day in different languages, different time zones. And so all you do is pop in as often as you can, get familiar with the language, get familiar with the company, get yourself really kind of on point with everything that's going on here. Become a professional or an expert, if you like, within the space, and then go mad and pay it forward. Go make a difference. Really that simple. Mad means make a difference. And so when you do that, when you share this with others, share it with forward-thinking people, share it with hungry entrepreneurial people. Do not share this with the people that are always putting you down. Do not share this with the people that are always negative. Do not share this with people that don't get stuff. Those people are on a different journey. But find the people that are open, hungry, ready, passionate. They're the ones that we're looking for, and invite them to the Zoom. We've got a schedule here. It's a complete done for you plug and play system. You've got one role once you become a member, if you choose to take it on. The passive side is separate. You'll get that anyway. Everything else shared, that's done. That's a gift to you. But here, you start inviting quality contacts to our scheduled Zooms, it's game over. And so each time zone, as I mentioned, has their own schedule. Find out from Happy and Priya and Tracy and the team leaders what your local schedule is. And also, if you can, plug into our corporate schedule as well. They'll make that available to you. Now I want to share a little bit about that referral opportunity. What does that mean? Well, we've got a really awesome designed accelerator program. Here's how it works. Imagine you purchase a 300 tether package. You already know you're going to get 900 back over the next 600 days, right? If you do nothing. If you rebuy, you can grow that a lot. If you don't rebuy, you get 900. And if you refer, wow, you get that 900 back faster. What do I mean? Let's have a look. Let's say you invited your school friend, John, who you've known for 20 years, trusts you, is open like you are, is up to stuff like you are. John comes along, says yes, and then you invite Jane, a work colleague that you get along with. You've got a friendship outside of your work, and you like Jane. You want to make a difference. Jane's always complaining about never getting paid enough. And you say, Jane, listen, it's time we pay ourselves. John and Jane come to the Zoom. They love it. Between them, they buy 500 units each. That pops out 3,000 units, 1,500 each. They will get 5 units a day between them. You will receive 1 unit a day because you referred them. Wow. Now, you might be thinking, that wasn't very exciting, 1 unit a day. Here's the thing. By the time they picked up 3,000, you picked up 600. So you refer a product or service for 1,000 to somebody, and you get 600 for that referral. For me, in my world, that is huge. 60% of the business that you produce for the company comes back to you over the next 600 days. And it goes towards that 900 that they're giving back to you. So here's your passive 1.5 a day from your own 300. 0.5% is 1.5 units a day. Here's your unit a day free of charge because you referred John and Jane. You're now on 2.5 free units a day. Boom, 360 days, 3x back. You don't need to wait 600 days. Why? By the way, because you referred 2 people, you have unlocked level 2. In fact, you can unlock as many levels as you like by referring more people, up to 20 levels down. But let's just talk about level 2 for a second. You referred John and Jane. John, like you, gets it, invites his sister Mary. Mary comes to the Zoom tomorrow, loves it, comes in at 10,000 units. Why? Because Mary's in a better place. She's an entrepreneur already. She's got her hustle going on. She's got some money. Boom, 10,000 units in the system, 30,000 out at the rate of 50 a day, every day for 600 days. Is Mary happy? Of course. Is John happy? Over the moon, because that's John's level 1. Level 1 pays out 20%. So John's going to get 20% kickback. You, because Mary's on your second level, are going to get 15% kickback. That's 7.5 units a day every day. Add that to the 2.5 that you already built up. You're now on 10 units a day, which means in 90 days, you'll have pulled out 3 times your purchase back. Where else can you triple in 90 days? I don't know about you, but for me, now it's getting exciting. Because what if Jane brought somebody? And what if Mary brought somebody? And you get my point. What if they all started getting active and getting excited? Miracles can happen, because everyone that lands on your first level directly through you, for every 1,000 of business, 600 comes back to you. Everyone they refer, for every 1,000 of business, 450 comes back to you. And you follow that through level 4, 5, and 6, all the way to 20 levels. And you can see why people here are always smiling. Now, this is passive. That's just coming in. 1,000 in, 3,000 out, produces that result. But what if they were rebuying? Well, we already know 1,000 in equals 18,000 out if people waited for 1 year and didn't withdraw, just rebuy for a year. Well, that means on level 1, for every 1,000, 3,600 goes to you, 2,700 per 1,000 to you on level 2, 1,800 per 1,000 on level 3, and so on and so forth. Imagine this down 20 levels. Can you see just how transformational this is? My friends, you can make all of your dreams come true by helping as many people as you can make their dreams come true. And that's the beauty of this simple program. You share with your contacts, they will naturally want to share with theirs, and so the network starts. We've only been in a year and a half. There's over 400,000 people already in this beautiful community around the world, and we haven't even started yet. For those that are more ambitious amongst us, you can climb our, if you like, ladder of success. A rank advancement here means pay. You literally get a pay rise. And so expert is the first rank. You've heard some people have already achieved that over the water in Canada. Pro, you've heard some people have achieved that already. That means an extra 2% per account on all of the 20 levels. But look at this. This is to infinity. unlock infinity rewards. So you get these percentages as you advance up the ranks to infinity on your referral network. When you get to 2-star, your level 1 is not 20%, it's 26%. Every level gets another 6 to infinity, and you also tap into the global pool. That's a third bonus. The company takes a percentage of its worldwide turnover, puts it into a pot, and the people that get to 2-star share that pot. They've got another one at 3-star, another one at 4, and another one at 5-star. 4 global pools. Take advantage of this moment, my friends. You will not regret it. This is that opportunity that everybody dreams of, built on honesty and integrity. It's solid, proven, credible, documented, a track record that's world-class. They are well-funded, they are experienced, trusted by the industry leaders, and in the biggest trend of the decade. As an entrepreneur, I have never in all of my life, I've never had a job, by the way. I've always had my own businesses, but I've never, ever been so excited as I am today because of this industry, the timing of this industry, and who we are working with in this industry. It really is extraordinary. So I hope that you are now even more excited than you were after watching the first half, which was passive. I want to really help as many people as possible to get out of that 95% horror show that happens in the world when people don't do something. And why don't people do anything? Fear, indecision, and poor decisions are the reason people end up in that 95% of being, in a struggle for the rest of your life. Can you imagine when you're young, healthy, and strong, you hope to build a foundation only to find out the way the world is designed that leaves you on less than you were making when you were young, healthy, and strong. The older you get, the harder it gets to understand how this is a system and a society that we've created. This is a $300 decision, my friends. I just want to remind you, do not labor on it like it's a $300,000 decision. Just learn to say yes to stuff. Learn to be courageous and bold and take some small decisions, get inside, understand this company, and then you can upgrade whenever you want as well, right? So step into your power, have courage, make that decision today, get yourself onboarded and enjoy the journey. So my friends, Hyperfund Global is a truly unique moment in one's life. In decades to come, we will talk about this era, and the world will talk about a group of people around the world that took it upon themselves to bring blockchain into the hands of the masses. That's what we are up to. They say we rise by lifting others. Well, your friend has already made a decision to improve their financial situation because somebody shared this with them. They are now paying it forward and hoping to inspire others and lift others, because that's where the real fulfillment of sharing success lies. So now I'm going to come back in the room, and you're going to hear from some of our members around the world that are absolutely excited, loving the journey, and sharing like they've gone crazy. So with that said, thank you so much, everybody. I hope you got the value I was attempting to deliver, and take advantage of the moment. I'm here for a few more minutes to answer any questions that you may have as well, and certainly happy to hear from members that are producing results. So back to you, Happy and Priya. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kalpesh. I can't thank you enough. I'm all in again. After that, you can sign me.
Love
Kalpesh,
it.
I'd just like to tell everyone a little about ourselves, our small story, and how we are here helping others change our life, helping others change their lives like our lives got changed. Like Happy said, just about 14 weeks ago, we joined Hyperfund. Before that, this was shown to us last year by someone who loves us dearly, which is Happy's sister. We procrastinated, put it to a side, but guess what? Because she loves us, and she said, I love you guys. I just want to make a difference. Just say yes. And that's what we did. We said yes. Today, she's changed our lives. And I have to say that when I looked into this, when both Happy and myself looked into it, without a doubt, when we saw who was behind this, who is presenting this to the world, no one but Kalpesh Patel, the guy who helped transform my life, both our lives, over 14 years ago. knowing it or without knowing it. I don't even think he knows it. When I had the privilege to spend weeks with him, and Harinda and Dippy as well, who changed my life around. They made me see things very differently. Today we are here because of them. 14 weeks down of launching Canada, we are at VIP 2-star. I am proud to say that, because so many times we do things in life, we look at these ranks and we think, oh my God, are we ever going to get there? Guess what? Hyperfund is real, guys. With Hyperfund, there's no limit. It's happened. We were just working 2 jobs and now we're not. You guys can all do it. Get in, do it like we did, and we're all here for you. A big, big thank you to Kalpesh and the guy who's sitting there, standing behind him, Dizzy Taylor. And I know the little secret, guys. I know that vision board there. You are at Harinda and Dippy's house. And I love the energy coming from that house. Now, I would like to open up to questions and answers as well as testimonials. But before we take any questions, I want to say that on this journey, I have had a guy stand by my side. My husband, yes, but one more person who is my father, is a fatherly figure. Someone we can speak to day and night, someone we reach out on, someone who has so much more experience in life. And that is none other than our VIP 1-star, Tracy. And you know, I don't say it often, but we love you, and we love you for who you are. Thank you, Tracy. I'd just like you to say a few words, and then we'll open up the floor.
Thank you so much, Priya. I mean, it sounds like a broken record sometimes. It really does. I would have never dreamed that this was possible. I mean, I trusted Happy and Priya to be sharing something with me that they saw value in. I did hum and haw for about 48 hours. It was actually 16 weeks ago today that I bought that first membership. And I couldn't believe it worked. I mean, that's the reality of it. There's a few people I talked to today that are on this call. I mean, the reality is it's there every morning. It's just there. Tomorrow isn't a question mark. It's just there. And it's so strange living inside this hyper-fun bubble when the rest of the world is scampering around trying to figure out what to do with their situation. Here's my reality. 14 weeks ago, our world was changing drastically. My wife works for a custom home builder who can no longer price houses because of material costs. She cannot sell a house because that's her job, custom built homes. No income. I put my mother in a retirement home 12 weeks ago, an additional $3,000 a month added to the no income. That's a reality. Today, we don't have to worry about the mortgage. We don't have to worry about the car payments, quote unquote, the new car payment. We don't have to worry about the retirement home because every morning money goes in the bank and it has a home. It's done. And tomorrow is better than today. Mm-hmm. It's not about what we've accomplished. It's about the fact that every single one of you are already doing this. You have money sitting somewhere collecting dust. It's not working for you. You need to relocate where it is and get it back to work. That's why you work so hard for it, so it could change your life, not just for you to spend it. Start living on the money your money makes. Kalpesh, thank you for making this so clear. As I said before, your words are like gold. They just flow smoothly like liquid gold. And I am just so pleasured that I was given this opportunity. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very proud that I made a decision. And I encourage everyone to start believing in themselves and just make a decision. That's it. The rest is taken care of. Just make the decision. Thank you very much, Happy and Priya. Thank you, Kalpesh and Dizzy.
Absolutely awesome. Well done. So proud of you, Tracy. I tell you what, you've been an absolute pillar of inspiration to everybody. Your commitment, your passion, your enthusiasm it just ripples out and makes a massive difference. We love having you on this journey with us. Thank you for being the leader that you are, buddy. Awesome.
Thank you. Now, for any guests who are on the call tonight, this is the time for you to ask questions. Do feel free. It is the best time to ask all your questions. No question is a silly question. Your question will be the answer to your question will be an answer to someone else's question. So do feel free to ask any questions. Now, in the meantime, as I see no hands are raised, Dippy, quick few words from you.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh God. Yes, I have these two people I can't get rid of. They had me up till 4:20 this morning.
Oh Lord.
I won't even tell what these guys are up to. And then it's like, what time is it? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I've got to take the kids to school at 6, but I was going to go to bed like half an hour ago. Harinder's gone to bed, but I stayed on because I wanted to congratulate Tracy on his V1. And yes, just wanted to also share, we came in on this opportunity, as most people know, Kalpesh is a very good friend to my husband Harinder and me now as well. So we came on in October with $1,000, and then soon after, I think within 4 or 5 days, we topped it up to 5,000. And Harinder spent a lot of time doing due diligence on the company, finding out what it's about, who these people are. And then literally, I think 3 weeks later, he comes up to me and saying, look, we're putting in another $15,500. I was like, oh, wow. Okay, now it's a total of 20,000. So it was a bit confronting at first for me, I think, more so because, you know, you just want to have that safety nest always. But, you know, oh God, it's just been crazy. We hit V4 a week and a half ago. And it's you know what, you can't even, you're actually speechless. You can't even, it's mad. Me and Dizzy, we just keep looking at each other all weekend and like, this is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy. No words for it, that's all I can say. So don't think too much about it, just get that membership in and enjoy the rewards.
Fantastic, look at that. And again, for the new people, you know, you're hearing V1, V2, V3, V4. What does all of that mean? The pinnacle of this business is V5. And so Dizzy and Dippy and Harinder are literally knocking on the door of the top of the plan. And, you know, even at V4, to be honest, they're already there. The lifestyle that you create here is one that otherwise outside of here, you only ever dream of. Honestly, it's just in such a short space of time. Within 6 months, these guys have transformed completely their experience of money, experiencing things now that they've never experienced in their lives. Sorry, Dippy, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, as it's like literally when you were doing the presentation, me and Dizzy were talking about the Canada team, and Happy's my brother and Priya's my sister-in-law, and these guys have worked so amazingly well. And, you know, they're just literally, they've taken the lead in, you know, in our team, and you know, all of you guys have contributed so much, and I'm just so proud of both of them, and just want to say thank you, because we are also living this dream because of them.
Absolutely beautiful.
I love you.
Teamwork really does make the dream work. See? Awesome.
Okay, I see no one has raised their hands.
Yeah.
Can I quickly share something, guys?
Dizzy.
Because
Sure.
I haven't shared my story actually, because I did a little introduction and then we all got excited because I've got no beard. And that kind of took the limelight away from the story, because the real power of what's available here is what's possible, right? If you're seeing this for the first time and you want to know what's possible in 13 months, 15 months, let me tell you, because on March the 1st last year, 2020, I sold my barbershop to my business partner. I took the money and I opened a private studio because I have a following. People were that crazy about my work. They would just, wherever you go, mate, we're coming. So I opened a private studio. I negotiated the rent, paid 6 months up front to get it really cheap. I knew I had guaranteed clientele. So I opened a studio with just 2 chairs, me and my mate, and I was ready to launch that at the end of March. So I put all my money in, knowing at the end of March, money's going to be coming still. So end of March, what happened? We had a lockdown around the world, and it locked down my money. And Kalpesh being a good friend of mine, I remember I was sat at home thinking, right, what am I going to do? I need to make some more money. And like a coincidence, I thought about it and he called and I was like, good timing. He goes, do you want to make some money? I was like, yeah, I do. And he showed me what you guys have just seen here today. Exactly like that. And I said, Kalps, I'm in. My first reason I was in is because if you were like myself, I missed out on Bitcoin. I watched loads of people get rich. And I thought, wow, I'm not going to do that again. No way. I'm sat at home doing nothing. And what I said to Kalps, I will learn whatever I need to learn to make this happen. Now, I didn't have any money. And I didn't even have $300, but I found 300. I watched my 300 become 1,500. That 1,500, that took 6 months. After 6 months, I found another 500. A couple of months later, so we're 8 months, 9 months now, and then found another 5,000. I hit V1 in January, V2 in February, V3 in March, and V4 about 3 weeks ago. What does that mean? It means there's bucket loads of money coming. I mean, there's no even point sharing the figures anymore. So that's silly. You know, it compares to superstar athletes. This is the kind of level of wealth that is coming towards you, and it's completely crazy. But the thing you need to understand is I started off with 300 15 months ago. 220 pounds, just $300. What does that get you today? What it gets you here is whatever you dream of. So this is the final part of my little tale is, imagine if money was no object in your life. It was handled forever. How would you use your life? Because that's available here. I'm in that position right now. I sat with Kalpesh and Harinder, and we made plans of how we can affect the world. Yeah, so doesn't matter how big your dream is, ladies and gentlemen, if I can be in a position from zero to a position where I can make an impact on the planet, whoa, that's a good $300. But that's available for every one of you here today.
Beautiful.
I've already made so many dreams come true.
Yeah.
And it's thanks to being around the right people, you know, stay around people like this. And
Awesome.
You guys are all beautiful too. Otherwise we wouldn't be here. So
Absolutely.
So thank you, Canada, for making my dreams come
Team
true.
Canada.
I got a question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Sure.
Go for it.
Has anybody actually asked the way the model's set up? Like, does it compare to something like an Amway? Like, I'm sure you've had that question before.
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, it's a multi-level marketing system where we differ from Amway, if you like. And Amway is a legend company for sure. They're the biggest on the planet, produced millions of millionaires already. But that's an older model where people there are buying and selling products and services. And here, so over there, to make money, you've got to buy products first, and you got to sell those products, and you make the profit. Here, you are coming into an industry that pays you just for joining, because times are different, technology is different. It allows us to leverage this explosive growth industry, which is blockchain and the cryptocurrency world within that. And these guys are happy to produce results for us. So it's the passive side here that makes the big difference. Everyone here gets paid every day, whether they refer people or not. But of course, if you want to refer people, you can, and that speeds up your referrals, your rewards.
You increased your
The speed with which, the speed with which you get your 3x back. So we've got people here on this Zoom now that are putting in 300 in the morning, and the next day they've got 900 back, or whatever the numbers even higher than that are, right? So literally that's all that's happening is you're getting your 3x faster for referring. Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I see Tammy's got her hand raised. Tammy, could you unmute yourself, please?
Hey, Tammy.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
You look awesome.
Ah.
Love it. And I'm so excited to see you and Kalpesh together. And yesterday when you were shaving your beard and Dippy's there and Miranda's there, I was like, oh, wow, like this is so cool. Like, right? Looks great. Love it.
Thank
Tracy,
you.
congratulations. Holy crap. Do I ever have to chase you, man? Like this is driving me crazy. I just want to tell everybody, like we bought a house, we're renovating. So it's been taking up 200% of our time. We're just about done. When I seen this 14 weeks ago, back when it was February 22nd. And I met Happy and Priya the year before when we were down in Mexico through another friend who, that person I thought was trying to steal my chair at the pool. And that's how it all started, because I was running through the water trying to get to that chair. Ended up meeting another gentleman who introduced me to Happy and Priya, and I've known them ever since. When Happy and Priya got a hold of us and said, you guys need to see this, I was like, okay, when? Tomorrow, 2:30, great, we were on. I did not understand a thing, absolutely nothing that Dizzy was saying, nothing. I was like, what the heck are they talking about? My son was in the background and he was like, how on earth did you get to see this? No, I mean, I've heard of like, what is it, Bitcoin before, but I never knew what that was. My brother was all excited because he made $89 mining Bitcoin in a year and a half. So like, I, you know, it wasn't something I was looking at. Then I got doing the due diligence. But even before I got doing the due diligence, because Happy and Priya said it was good, I put in $1,000 right away while we were looking at everything that night. Then I called the bank because I had $2,000 in my bank account. That was it, $2,000. And I think a little bit of change. And I wanted to know how long it would take for them so I could up my limit. They did it right away on the phone. So I put another $1,000 in. Wow. Brian, who's outside on the other phone listening, was sleeping, and I took his account and I put 3,000 more in because I wanted to see it right away. Okay, so I stole his money. So I did the due diligence. I wanted to be able to do the buy-ins right away because for me, doing it smaller, I would have got bored, and that's just me. It's like now renovating the house, I'm really bored and it's half done. So when I got doing the due diligence, and I mean being up all night long, watching videos, looking at this stuff, trying to understand, it was like a new language that I'd never heard of before, but the way that it's presented and it's shown in that academy, I could actually understand what the heck was going on. And then I started realizing, because the night before I talked to Happy and Priya, I prayed to God. And I said, okay, I'm trying to force everything to get stuff done. I give it over to you because I don't know what to do anymore. I'm buying lottery tickets. I'm doing all this stuff. Nothing's working. And the very next day when they called and then I seen this. So I have not bought a lottery ticket since then. But I did yesterday. I won't lie. I did yesterday because it's $140 million. So I'm hoping, you know, I never know, because you know where it's all going? Every single penny of it. And I wouldn't think twice. It would be an instant. Kalpesh, guys, Dizzy, I got to put this into here because every single penny of it would go into here. This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I grew up with no money. And for the first time in my life, even though right now I've been distracted with doing a house, I have something in an account that's mine. That's my money. Like I have money, and I'm going to be able to leave money for my grandbabies and my kids and everything else. And then I'm going to be able to travel around with you guys and get my hair done, right? So I can match you fellas, but it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And like everybody's been saying, if you're on this call, my goodness gracious, don't walk away without taking a good look at this. This is the biggest thing I've ever seen that's life-changing. But anyway, I'm real excited. Beautiful. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Bye.
Thank you. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Beautiful.
Thank you, Tammy. Now, any more questions? Does Kalpesh, I would like you just to talk a little about the mining, if possible.
Yes,
My
of
team
course.
asking, and it would be nice for us to all learn at this point.
Yeah. So we just launched hypermining literally a couple of days ago, and there's very little information at the moment that we've all pieced together. I'm just waiting for the final piece of information to come through, which is on the profitability side. But mining basically means that we are creating cryptocurrencies from nothing. All right, that's how cryptocurrency is created. We've got the ability now as a community to pool our money together and buy a piece of the mining action. The company has already started. They've got the mining rigs up. They're mining a coin called Filecoin, FIL coin, just like you mined Bitcoin in 2009, because that was the only one available. And then after that, many other coins came along. You had to mine them all. All coins are mined. So Filecoin is a project that I've been learning about and reading about recently, just to get ready to start teaching about. It is a huge, huge project that is backed by multi-billion-dollar companies. First of all, huge names. Even McDonald's, everybody knows McDonald's, has invested in Filecoin. The technology behind the coin, if you like, the use case of Filecoin is cloud storage. And our CEO believes that inside of blockchain, the next biggest profits opportunity is in cold storage or cloud storage. So cloud storage is, for example, you all at some point would have had a pop-up. If you've got Apple, then you would have had a pop-up from Apple saying you can store everything on their cloud for $2.49 a month. That's their starting pitch. And then, of course, all of your videos and pictures and everything you want to save goes there, and you run out of memory. And then they'll say, right now you can upgrade to $5 a month or $7.50 or whatever the upgrades are. And you keep on increasing, right? So you have the option to do that. Google offers the same service. OneDrive offers the same service. Many companies offer that service, and they are collecting billions a year individually to store people's stuff. So we have become a world of hoarders, not of physical stuff anymore, but digital stuff. We all have a digital footprint, and it's stored all over the world. That's the next big thing. The ability to store your stuff on the blockchain so that it's not interfered with. It's not abused. You are protected. Your data is protected. Nobody can take your pictures and use them somewhere else, or take your your content of whatever it might be and do something that you didn't want done with it, which happens a lot, unfortunately. That's a whole world in itself. So blockchain is a solution to all of these things because it's built on such a rock solid technology that people can't mess about with it. They can't change it. They can't turn it into something it's not. It's a very clever technology. So it is the future. This is where the world is going, and we are at the forefront of that. Filecoin, one coin at the moment sells for $70. Bitcoin sells for around $35,000. Of course, it's a long way further up the road of the journey, and is the number one brand, of course. But just to give you an idea of the price of coins, Filecoin is a $70 a coin project already. And I've got a friend who analyzes cryptos for me, and he's told me that he can see Filecoin comfortably hitting like $500 over the next 18-24 months. He can comfortably see that, given the project, the people behind the project, the growth of the industry, the number of coins that are in the market and available to be mined, and just whatever metrics he uses to do his wonderful wizardry, because he's always pretty much on point with the stuff that he tells me. This is one of those that's just going to go nice and beautifully up. So all it means is you buy your machinery through the company. Minimum in at the moment is around $200 or 2.8 Filecoin, I should say. So $70, 2.8 coins at $70 will get you your piece of the mining process. And then every day you're going to get a little bit of Filecoin back every single day, and you'll build up your Filecoin collection. And over a 540-day period, I'm looking at approximately, from what I know, don't quote me on this, it's not final, I'm waiting for the numbers to be confirmed, but from what I know, you will end up with double your Filecoin mining purchase, so double the number of Filecoin. So if you bought 2.8, you end up with 5.6 at the end of 540 days. And so you're getting half of your, or 50% free. And then whatever the price increases by as you go along. So it's a double-edged win-win. All right. You're getting the win of the price increase if you bought the stock anyway, but you're also getting the win of free stock because you're mining it. So it's a double-edged win. Take advantage of it. There's no affiliate rewards on that. That is a completely independent opportunity for the members. All right. So nobody else gets anything at this stage out of any of that, but the members benefit. It is a pure member benefit. So that's another advantage. If people want to mine Filecoin and get 50% of their stock for free over the next, 540 days, if they want to do that, they've got to join us first. They've got to buy a package here first, and then they can get access to the mining. What a genius move by the company. They keep giving us solid retail products to take to the marketplace and build our own businesses with. I love it. It's genius.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kalpesh. Now, as I see no hands are raised for any questions, we do have a tradition, a culture that happens on these Zoom calls on Monday night.
Is that Roseanne? Yeah.
Oh,
She's waving.
Sorry. Yeah. Roseanne?
Hi.
Hey.
Hello. I just had a question about the mining because it was brought up today that the lady who shared it with me, actually, it was sold out. She came to buy and it was sold out. So
Right.
can you
Okay. So
explain
yeah, I
that to
wasn't sure
me,
if there was
or-
anything left now. The first 3 phases have sold out. They will be back. They'll be releasing batches soon. So they wanted to make sure they didn't release too many initially because they want to iron out any glitches, any thing that needed to be tidied up, which they have now. Because there was I don't know if anyone tried to buy it. You could buy with Filecoin, but not with Tether. So that's been fixed, and now you can buy with either or. So the next batch that opens up will be, I'm hoping, larger and more available for people. Cool. Keep your eyes open.
And then, okay. And the next thing, I think it was kind of answered today, but I just thought I'd double check, was the Mars Mall. So if you miss out on the cutoff date of the 26th of June, when's the next time you can apply for that?
Again, it's one of those things that from time to time they just announce that, hey, you can move more money from your certified into your Mars Mall if you like. So just wait for the next announcement.
Okay. Because then
Cool.
you would have that applies to the credit card too, right?
What do you mean?
The
The Visa card?
yeah.
You can apply for that anytime. Anyone can apply for that.
Oh, anytime. So it's different from the Mall. Okay,
Correct.
perfect. Thank
Correct.
you.
Just download HyperPay app and apply for your card inside of that.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? Anyone? I don't see anyone. Okay, so Kalpesh, as I was saying, we have a culture here, a tradition that we don't end our Zoom calls without hearing from one person. Now, that one person is Greg Kuller. We always like to hear from him. He warms our hearts dearly.
Thank you. Thank you, Priya. Well, first of all, Kalpesh, nice to talk to you again. I guess this is the first time we've met since I spoke to you. I believe it was sometime in March.
Yeah.
And we were doing our due diligence. My question to you was, can I reach out to all those companies that you've got listed in the PowerPoint presentation?
Mm-hmm.
You said yes. And part of our due diligence, took us over 100 hours, but we did reach out to every one of those companies and connected. Yes, and we've got every company that you mentioned. I have a connection with them on LinkedIn. So that was part of our due diligence. Very excited to be on this journey. And I think that I'm investing in blockchain. My why was 5 years ago, when the only way that I see making impact in the next couple of decades is through blockchain.
Yeah,
that's the
I'm
only.
with you on that.
Yeah, and what you just talked about today about cloud, and that's Web 3.0. And for the lay person to understand it is sometimes tough, but let me do it in a couple of sentences. So you're all used to paying seat fees for your CRM, for your Dropbox, for storage that you're paying that to Amazon and Apple, and you're paying that every month to Microsoft. Well, Web 3.0 gives you the control, and everything's sitting right here on your phone, and that's the real power. And like I said, there's very smart individuals that are planning this exit strategy, right? That's another thing that we looked at, and looking forward to that. We've got a few people new on today, and I guess they're pretty shy, but they've been asking me a few questions, and maybe you can address those. The first one is, there was a question on, what revenue has the company made in the last quarter and the last year? Maybe let's start with that one first.
Okay, you mean Hyperfund?
Yep.
I can tell you in January, we had $100 million of sales, and we're currently at 400 million, just crossed 400 million. So that's an extra 300 just this year in 6 months. So 1 year, 100 million, last 6 months, 300 million. It's definitely moving in the right direction.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. And the other one was on Hyperpay wallet. And this is another thing that, for anyone that's new, when you look at the companies that are out there, everyone's just got a white paper. Here's a company that's actually giving you a product. And when you look at the Hyperpay product, I know personally, because being in the space for 5 years, the kind of money it takes to put something like that out with your own exchange, with your own tokens, with your own credit card, right?
Yeah.
That's very powerful stuff. So there's a lot of apps on that wallet, one being BitLoan. There's a couple of others. When does the company plan to release those? Because, I spent 3 years in the cash advance business, and I see that BitLoan as a huge opportunity.
Yes.
As you know, for the average person, when they go into Money Mart or they get a cash advance on their business, they're paying 500% per annum for that loan. And what you guys have got on BitLoan, where the community is funding, everyone's done their KYC already, so you're funding people that you already believe in. When do you think that will be launched?
So again, the whole ecosystem should be complete within the next couple of years. Okay. So as you can see, we're about 60% already delivered. There's 40% more. So it's taken them 3 years to get this part of the ecosystem, the 60-70% done. And they did say, it'll take them another 2 to 3 years to get the rest of it done. So, and they're delivering. Mars Mall was only a couple of months ago. Mining just came out now. So before we know all of those, that's part of Hyperfin. The collaboration with Hyperfin, Hyperpay, the financial platform, the loan, microfinancing, and everything's all included in there. So all in good time. A lot of the infrastructure is already built for a lot of this tech. They just have a rollout plan, and everything that they do, as you know, is done to the highest standard and the highest level. So their commitment to integrity is world class. So when they're ready, they'll deliver it to us, and it will be a huge win where the community can loan out against the security of Bitcoin. It's a genius system. Again, cutting out the middle people, cutting out the brokers, and giving access money peer-to-peer directly through the platform. It's very exciting stuff.
All right, great, thank you. And again, Tracy, congratulations. Yeah, I keep saying we're riding on Tracy's coattails. I can tell you, with his support, and he's available 24/7. With his support, we're going to the next level. And again, the rest of the team is there, but definitely Tracy, like I keep saying, we're riding his coattails. So we're not too far behind you on VIP there, Trace.
Love it. Come on. Thank you so much, Greg. Beautiful points that you addressed. And thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We had, I think, almost 70 of us in the room, and, a difference was made. And so I hope the new people here have got enough to say yes. And if you haven't got enough to say yes yet, then reach out to whoever invited you and get whatever questions you need to get answered so you can become a yes. Here's what you don't want to do is forget that you attended. Life is waiting and you will get busy. We know that. We do this all over the world every day, and people come, and with all the good intention in the world, if you don't follow through, This will be yet another Zoom you attended that didn't have any impact on your life when it could have totally transformed it. So act on today. Don't sit on this. Do the next step, whatever that is for you. Thank you so much. It's been amazing. See you again soon, guys.
Thank you, Kalpesh. Thank you, Desi. Thank you, Arinder. And everyone, have a great evening. And we'll see you tomorrow on the technical call for the Canada training. Thank you and have a great night.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.